I agree with he said for the most part. Like they said, women. I just found out that our hormones don't just change around our period. It actually changed 4 times a month, almost weekly. But what Marbo is speaking about is
Sounds
something.
unstable to me.
But what Marbo said is, it could be unstable. You could feel what you feel, but it's how you react to how you feel. So just because we're feeling those and experiencing those emotions, don't mean we're reacting to them. If you're aware of them, then you know how to move for the week. You know how to, where to put yourself. But what he's speaking about, I feel like I'm currently going through. Um, with somebody that I feel like is special. And I do feel like all the things he said, y'all know I'm gonna get emotional when I talk about emotional stuff. Don't Marbo, this your first time. I'm emotional, okay? I'm sensitive. I'm coming into my womanly self. I'm learning how to address things with my emotion and not with anger. But like he said, some guys they'll try to while we in that moment, they'll try to guilt trip you into sex and stuff like that. And just to stick up for some of those guys, I don't feel like all guys like try to guilt trip you, but the reason why he's guilt tripping you because with you retreating and trying to protect yourself from the past, now his ego is hurt. And now he feel like he needs this in order to continue and believe that, you're on a certain space. I do feel like once you come to that point in a relationship, it is very hard to come back to love because if it did start from the guy not doing what he was supposed to do in a relationship first and me taking the things he doing personal, whatever happened, if it started from a toxic place, once I've retreated, like he said, that's when the guy started realizing like, damn, I wasn't there for her. I wasn't there for her. So now he's questioning me about my emotions and he want me to explain them. And I feel like when I first started explaining them, it was in a bogus manner. Now that we're in a more healthy place, sometimes because it still comes with that same emotion, I might be saying things differently now and I'm using different words. But I feel like he still takes it personal because he feel like he's failing. He feels like he's not meeting those expectations. Um, like we had a conversation today about something and I felt like I gave my opinion. I was careful with my choice of words, but just because um the emotion behind it, he kept saying I was degrading him. And that was kind of like hurting my feelings because it's like I need to feel how I feel and I'm trying my best to pick my words correctly. But no matter what words I choose, all he hears is failure, 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 or like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. So that's why I'm starting to understand when I hear on these panels, like sometimes things are at a point to where they can't be fixed because it's like, yeah, like at what point do you just, and I don't like the word tame. I don't like the word tame. I feel
But
like a
that,
lot of the times, wait, let me finish speaking.
Hold on,
Let me
Biz.
finish speaking. I feel like a lot of the times when women deal with their emotions, because kids are usually emotional too, and because animals sometimes have to be tamed, they try to put us with kids and they try to put us with animals. And we're not kids, like real women. I'm not talking about the women that's the problem. I'm talking about like real women, like he said, women who's just at a breaking point. I'm not talking about the women who do stuff to try to see where you at and then she pulls back. But the woman who really tried her best and now she's like mentally and spiritually not there. This is our reaction to things. Just like sometimes when y'all tell us y'all reaction to things is a certain way, it's like we might not understand it because have we have more emotions than y'all. We have more empathy, but we have to learn it. That's just how a woman is. When she's pulled back, she might look like the woman who's being manipulative. But like he said, I think a couple of y'all said it. You got to get to know that woman. You got to get to know her background. You got to see what she's doing it for. But if we talk about that, we change in the situation Marbo was speaking about. He's talking about the woman that's mentally and spiritually not there. That's not something she just you can't just choose to not spiritually and mentally be there. That's not who we are. That's not how it is, a emotion. But at some point, your brain then endures so much that is now you're literally detaching. And when you detaching, it looks ugly, it look evil, it look mean, it look bogus, it look a lot of toxic ways. And like he said, I'm not gonna lie, at first when I started expressing myself the correct way, with him being combative and just taking everything personal instead of just sitting there and listening, it was making things worse. But now that he's listening, because me, eventually I just shut up. But then when he realized like he was no longer had access to me, that's when he was like, okay, now I want it. But then when I started giving it to him, it was just like he didn't really know how to accept it, even though I'm saying it in a positive way. Go ahead. When I see his hand go up, I was finna land my plane, Lapeef. Hold on. I was finna land my plane, Lapeef, but when his hand went up, I lost my train of thought. Me and he just went through this on his podcast. Viz tend
I gotta ask a question, bro.
Interject before I can land my plane. And if I don't land my plane, now it seems like I was just rambling. He does that to me.
Let's go to Coco.
I gotta just one question, bro. One question. So, Di, out of everything that you just said, did you ask him why he acts or responds or reacts that way? Because it doesn't sound like you asked him. Okay, so what?
Yes, I did. I just told you. He felt like I was saying he wasn't. He felt like I was degrading him. He felt like he wasn't satisfying me. Like the things that I just told you.
Right. Listen. Hear my question. Hear my question now.
See, I told you it won't be right away, man. She just asked you.
Hear my question out. So there has to, the same way that you have whatever trauma that you've experienced in which causes you to respond in this emotional way. Have you tried to connect with him to see what trauma it is that he's experienced so that you understand how to navigate with him?
Yes, sir. And I think that's the reason why we lasted this long. In the beginning, because I'm older, I was navigating with him, and now he's trying to learn how to navigate with me. And I feel like when he was being like trying to treat me like because I'm like my emotions was so much, with him yelling or retreating, it didn't make me feel safe. But when he actually said, okay, I understand where you're coming from, I hear you, that really helped me more than you can ever know. It made me feel like, damn, now he's here with me, where I felt like the reason why he was making mistakes in the first place is because he was scared to be here with me, you know. But now I can actually feel him here with me. It's like now I don't have to deal with these emotions on my own. And the only reason why I feel like in my situation, not everybody's, because I would not come into a relationship like this. Let me just start there. The only reason why I feel like he's responsible is because we've been in it for 6 years, and a lot of the things that I'm responding to is trauma that he has caused, not other men.
Okay. Thank you for that, Di. Thank you, Brother Viz. Coco and Heat.